before I even start this, I'm gonna go ahead and say, bro, I fuck with DDG, bro. I don't know why niggas be hating on DDG like that, bro. I know niggas be doing that. Name 5 DDG songs, bro. The fact that I can even name two is impressive. Like I don't know any YouTube nigga with a serious rap career. So I be fucking with, bro. I be fucking with I fuck with him, but and I don't know why women, the whores. I don't know. Can you say whores on YouTube? The little horse on horses on YouTube, or not YouTube, Twitter be playing with, bro, like he's a bum or something, bro. I did do like a scientific investigation on like why women on Twitter who are either single or they have like a man with a negative 500 net worth be clowning DGG like he's a bum or something, bro. That shit was confusing to me. But then I figured it out. I think like a lot of women like to live vicariously through like celebrity women that they like. So a lot of women like Halle, I almost called her Halle Berry, Halle Bailey, I think is her name. Halle Chloe Bailey something. I think they really like her, so they try to live vicariously through her. So in their minds, if they were Halle Bailey, I keep wanting to say Halle Berry. Damn near might as well be Halle Berry the way these women be treating her. But I think in their mind, if they were Halle Bailey, they think that they would be able to do better than DDG. When in reality, if they were, they could never probably be Halle Bailey. But if they were, they probably couldn't even pull him. Like these horses need to stay in their place. But regardless, so I like DDG's the point I'm trying to get across. But I had to call bro out when he's doing some, and I hate to say it, but when he has an L opinion, when he's speaking some weird shit. So if you don't, there's like this YouTube video, this going around, every streaming nigga is reacting to it, and rightfully so. It's an interesting video. It's not something you see every day. It's kind of about a case where three young individuals were unfortunately taken from existence by three YNs, or two YNs and a even younger YN, which is crazy to think about. Like a 10 to 12-year-old, like they're getting younger every day. It's crazy, bro. Like these new updates, like to these YNs, is like out of control. But three YNs took the life of some YCs. Fucking, I don't know. It was. I think they were white. Anyways, so they took the life of three young individuals. Three young individuals. Jesus Christ. They executed three people. Is what I'm trying to say. It's just kind of interesting to see the reactions. The first reactions of the individuals. The victim's family. From dads and moms, grandmothers, grandfathers, and whatnot. And you also get to see the reactions to the YNs families. Mostly just the moms, to be honest. There's no dads involved when it comes to YNs. That's mandatory. You'll never see, when it comes to YNs, you'll never see a dad anywhere in sight. So it's interesting. I think the part that got a lot of people's interest is one of the YN's mother's reaction. Pretty much her just kind of breaking down and yelling at him. And you kind of, most these streamers kind of, most viewers in general is kind of felt bad for her, because she's a single mother who works hard, and she has to deal with this YN that she's raising, who is getting in trouble each and every day, making it harder for her to go to work. And it must be hard enough being a single mother, having to work in general, but you compound that with a son, a 16-year-old son who is a knucklehead in these streets, doing whatever he wants selfishly and not considering how hard it is on you. Yeah, a lot of people kind of felt bad for her. You have people like Venom who, he kind of got PTSD. Started reminiscing about all the trouble he put his mother through. You have Kai Cenat, who kind of went on this motivational speech about how you shouldn't put your mother through this, and how you should never crash out because it's never worth it. But then you have DDG, who probably had I guess you could say a hot take, to put it lightly, or like kind of like a weird take, where he thought the mother was being weird. He even referred to her as an L mom. So the mother, to just get the story out the way, pretty much the three YNs decided to rob and kill three other young individuals, and they got picked up by the police for murder. And one of the mother's reaction, she's kind of trying to convince her son to pretty much snitch on the other niggas, as the other niggas are they're pretty much telling on each other, and she's trying to convince him to tell on the other YNs, because she's convinced that her son Rob, I believe his nickname is Reaper, by the way. She's convinced that this guy, her son, is actually he would never do what they're accusing him of doing. Like he would never murder anyone. It's obviously the individuals that he associates himself with, and that's kind of a lot of mothers, a lot of single black mothers. Like, they're very delusional, but her heart's in the right place. Like, her heart's in the right place. She's just delusional. Like, ma'am, your son's nickname is Reaper. Like, come on now. The police are referring to him as Reaper. If the police pick you up for murder and they're referring to you by Reaper, like, you're cooked. Let the police pick me up and start asking me, so your friends, everyone refers to you in the streets by Reaper, right? Hell no, they don't. I don't know. Shit, my mom named me James Arnold the fifth. Well, don't no one call me Reaper. The hell? Well, I don't know where you got that from. Fuck no, I would not let no police would be walking around calling me Reaper while they're suspecting me for a murder case. Like, are you out your mind? So, but the mother is delusional. But nonetheless, in DDG's mind, he's like, this is an L mom because she's trying to get her son to talk to the police and snitch on the other two. But DDG's not comprehending that. He's thinking that his mother is trying to sell out her own son. Which, by the way, even if that was the case, like, he murdered an individual. Like, he murdered someone. Like, if me personally, if my son was picked up for murder, possibly murder, and I had any possible evidence, I'm giving it to the police. I don't give a fuck, nigga. And DDG's his perspective is he doesn't care if his son murdered someone. He's not snitching on his son. I think that's stupid.
What about a cell phone? Do you own that phone?
Yeah, I own that phone. So okay. Do you all want permission to check the location?
That would be phone? Great. Yeah.
No.
That would be great.
What do you mean no?
Oh, they can check my phone. They might find
they're not looking in your phone for anything else.
So you're certain that your phone GPS will keep you at your house that night?
Are you? Are you? So we go.
All right, this might be a hot take, but why is the mom? You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be tripping. Let me put myself in this position. If this was Halo, right? Even though he did bad, I'm never snitching on my son, bro. I don't give a what he did. I don't care if he spent a whole crib.
Huh? That's such a weird thing to say. You don't care if your son spent a whole crib? Like, we gotta start treating people on this earth how we want to be treated. How would you feel if someone took your son away from you over some weed, over some nonsense? Like, that's such a crazy thing to say.
Never gonna snitch on my son. She tripping. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I feel. Hot take. I don't care what y'all think, but I never snitch on my son. I don't care what he did.
Kind of a tangent, but I'm not the only one who gets annoyed when niggas say some dumb shit and be like, I don't care what y'all gotta say, argue with your mama. Like, fuck out of here.
So we gon' no.
I can just tell you, I really don't know nothing about no. That is the truth. I don't know nothing about no, and I was not there with no murder.
That's not what they asked, though. That's not what they asked. What they asked was, when they pull this GPS, will it show that you were at home in your bed, or will it show that you were somewhere else? That's the question that was asked. You don't know?
I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like, I'm telling you stuff.
They want you to say I'm lying, and I'm telling them the truth, and you sitting there going with them. Why are you believing them? They are not your sons. Stop believing them.
I feel him though.
Why do you feel him though? He's 100% in the wrong. He killed some niggas and he's lying about it. And his mom clearly knows he's lying about it. She doesn't know the extent to what he's lying about it, but he's lying. What do you mean you feel him?
Like, I feel him. Like, you my mom. Like,
Is a mom supposed to be someone who defends their son as they do the most evil thing that you can possibly do on earth? Or, I guess in my opinion, the second most evil thing you can possibly do on earth? I don't think so.
it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I just would never. I would never like his whole life is depending on, you know what I'm saying, and you helping the police.
That's his fault. He's the one who went out and did what he did over some weed. The mom's not to blame for his actions, bro. He gotta be held. He has to be held accountable. The police gonna figure out what happened regardless. You got two other niggas. They not solid. Come, man. Don't blame the mom for his mistake. If his life's ruined, that's on him. He cooked himself, not the mom. The issue with a lot of modern day black men raised by single moms, they don't know anything about this word called accountability. I know it's something we like to joke about women and accountability. Oh, they're allergic to accountability. They're not the only ones.
Put me away for life. I don't know.
Oh, no, I was not there. Like, I didn't say you was not there. You were there. Wait, first and foremost. I'm just moving everything you're saying. No, first and foremost, you lie so much.
Y'all saying it's his fault. I understand that it's his fault, but you let the police figure that out. Don't snitch on your kid.
I'm sorry, this is such a stupid take, bro. This is why so many little kids in the black community aren't safe in their own homes and they get touched by family members because no one ever wants to tell on their family members. Like, no, man. No. Get these pieces of shit up out the community. Get them away from society. I don't care if they're your son, brother, uncle, grandfather, dad. I don't care. Snitch on them if you can. I'm gonna be for real. Like the whole issue that this kid is having is that he's never been held accountable for anything in his entire life because he has no father in his life. He just has a mom, and moms typically don't hold their sons or any of their children really accountable for anything. There's a reason why if I'm having any kind of trouble, I go to my mom, nigga. I know that she's probably going to be more understanding and she's probably going to help me out of the situation that I'm in. Whereas my dad is going to want me to be held accountable. That's just kind of how it goes. And there's benefits to both sides. And the issue with this YN is having is at 16 he's never been held accountable for anything in his life. And you can kind of see that with the way he reacts to when his mom leaves and he's begging for his mom to come back even though she has to go to work. And at some point DDG kind of realizes that she's not trying to snitch on her son. She genuinely believes that he's innocent and that it's his friends that are the guilty ones. So he switches his opinions and dubs her as a W mom. He takes away her L and switches it with the W. So
I don't know what to believe what comes out your mouth. You done burnt the bridge that's been gone. Let's get that understood. But what I'm saying is, you so quick to want to protect people and let me finish.
Protecting.
You so quick to want to protect people, don't want to snitch, want to be cool this and cool that, and not be known as a is in the paperwork and all of this, that you're willing to sit here and go down for that I know you didn't do. I know for a fact that you didn't do it. But you're going to be guilty by association because you don't want to tell who the did it.
Okay, now I understand her angle. Now. I understand it. She trying to tell him, hey, tell them what happened. AKA quote unquote snitch. Or you going from I get it. I understand. W mom.
But that's until the mother decides to leave. She has to go to work, so she decides to leave. So DDG switches her back from she was a W mom, now she's back to being an L mom because she decided to leave and go to work. Because in DDG's mind, he would stay if it was his son who just who's possibly about to catch a murder case. He's staying all night, but it's just but DDG, like, he's like, these streaming niggas, they making so much money, like, they don't understand for work. He's in his mind, DDG's mind, it's one day of work. But for us regular individuals, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, as an individual who lives by himself and doesn't have to I don't have any kids to take care of. One day of work is that's a lot of money for me anyways. Like, that you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much, could be like 200, over $200 one day of work. So yeah, that's a lot of money, especially when you're constantly in. DGG is not like, he's not the best when it comes to comprehending, or at least in this situation. So he doesn't quite comprehend the fact that this woman is constantly missing work. So it's not just one day, but one day to DGG, it doesn't matter to him. He's a multi-millionaire. But for a regular person, that one day means a lot. That one day, that's a lot of money to us. That could be like, for her, that she just got a promotion too. That might be like 200. One day could be like $200 for her. Like, over it, that could be $300 for her. You don't know how much, but that adds up. Especially if you have a kid to raise. Like, them one days keep adding up. Especially if you just got a promotion, you don't want to keep missing days of work. Like, the more you make it up into that to the upper echelons of whatever company she's working for, the more responsibility you have. Like, she's probably starting to supervise people. She can't afford to keep missing days because her stupid ass son wants to act a fool in these streets. So you know how that goes. I don't blame the mother for leaving. Like, yeah, like, sit your ass down for a couple hours while I go work this shift and think about what you did. Like, be accountable. Like, you can't coddle your son. Like, to a certain degree, I respect DDG for wanting to coddle his son a little bit, but you're the man. You can't leave that to your leave that for his mom to do the coddling. She can stay in the, what I'm saying, you go get the money. But unfortunately, she is a single mom. Unfortunately, she has to do the working. There's no father for her to work while she stays in with her son and handle this. But regardless, like, I don't feel bad for this little nigga, to be honest. Like, he seems to be a piece of shit from the way things played out. So yeah, what I'm saying, I don't feel bad for him. And it's clear the second that she left, he started panicking.
His night at the police station was far from over. There was a lot more that he needed to fess up to, but for now, he was left alone with his mother.
I'm gonna charge you because you were there and you didn't come forward.
Did come forward.
I'm talking about when it happened.
I just told him everything.
I'm just letting you know, or you don't
I'm gonna
understand.
get charged. Mama, I was the
I don't
one that
know.
was snitching on everybody. If I was gonna get charged, why did you make me stay?
I said I don't know.
Look at this crybaby little ass punk. This always confuses me. Like, do niggas never think about consequences before they do something? Like, you thought you just murder somebody and nothing would happen? Like, see, and this is what happens with the lack of accountability within these men, because you can generally tell from his reaction, he never thought that there was going to be any consequences towards his action, because he probably never had any consequences ever, because he doesn't have any dad in his life. This nigga comes home whenever he wants, does whenever he wants, walks the street doing whatever, and has yet to see a consequence till this day. And that's why this is the first time he got hit with some consequences, and I don't feel sorry for the little nigga. This is reality. If he would have got hit with some consequences in all 16 years of his life, maybe this would have been prevented. But hey, that's what happens when you're getting raised by women who don't know how to raise these little ass niggas, and they turn into some YNs, and now they're sitting here crying after they done caught a murder. I'm supposed to feel sorry for him. Fuck out of here. DDD makes it seem like the mother cooked him. No, the dumb nigga cooked himself. The second she left, she told the police that she doesn't want her son to be answering any more questions. and he decided to not to only keep talking to the police while his mother present. He goes and snitches on himself in the midst to pulling the trigger on at least one of the victims. So,
Hey, mama. Wait, hey, is my mama still here?
Yeah, she's still.
Wait, mama.
Talk to me. Give me.
Okay,
she's talking with someone.
Can you see if they do charge me? Can you see if she can give me a lawyer? I didn't anybody.
Hey, relax.
Can you ask her, please?
Rob waited, asking the detective stationed at the door several times to bring his mother back, but she had left to go back to work. Before she did, she informed police that she did not want Rob.
I ain't gonna lie. She went to work. So you telling me she cooked him, right? She cooked her son, right? She played as a police officer, cooked her own son, and went back to work afterwards, bro. I gotta be tripping. Am I tripping?
homie, you tripping. I ain't gonna hold you. See, now, I don't think DDG is good at picking up context in situations, but you know what? I'm pretty good at it. I think I remember during some part in this cops mentioning that he had some siblings. So I just want y'all to think about this, right? So this woman is a single mother of 3, maybe even more children. She's raising them by herself. So she's sitting here, instead of going to work, dealing with this nonsense from this little nigga, and she has to feed 3 kids. At least 3 kids. So y'all do the math. Y'all do the. What do you think she's going to do? She's going to sit there all day with this idiot because he made a mistake. Yes, she went to work. Hey, fuck the other kids. Fuck the bills. Fuck any other stuff. Because my world has to revolve around this little idiot who wants to go run the streets, murking people for no reason over weed. And she's supposed to stand there all night with him, not go pay the bills, not go get the bag. Like, this is. Bro, what is DDG on, bro? This nigga was tweaking during this.
Rent gotta get paid, bro. You can miss a day of work if your son finna get life.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. These celeb streamers, whatever, they're so disconnected from reality. You cannot miss a day of work if you have multiple kids at home. I can barely miss a day of work. I live by myself. How is she gonna miss a day of work?
What? Bro, 1 day of work? A 9 to 5?
People live paycheck to paycheck. Does DGG not understand that?
Couldn't get fired, bro. You can get another job, bro. It's jobs out there, bro.
This is why people look at celebrities weird, because these people have no understanding of the real world and real life. What sense does it make to, as a single mother raising multiple kids, who has no technical skills, probably no higher education, to get fired from any job, let alone a job you worked your way up from? You just got a promotion. You probably made a bunch of connections with the higher ups within that company. What makes sense? What sense does it make to get fired because one of your kids is decided to be an idiot and go catch a murder case? That's not your fault. That's why should all the other kids that you're raising suffer because of this little idiot. He knocked someone off over weed. Fuck him, fuck you, fuck anyone who sits there and wants to blame this mother for going to work. Y'all probably providing her benefits like dental and health care that her kids will need. But hey, go ahead and just get fired, you know, like DDG says, because getting another job is that easy. This job is probably offering you training for the promotion that you're getting that will probably be useful on your resume for other jobs in case this job doesn't work out. But hey, before you can get that training and that experience in this new position you're in, just get fired so you can sit there all night and call this little murderer.
If my son is, I ain't going to work. That's crazy.
DDG, my brother, you're a multi-millionaire streamer / rapper / YouTuber. You don't you can easily take a night off of work. Us regular people, I'm gonna explain this as simple as I can. Us regular people who don't have millions or even thousands in the bank account, us who live check by check, can't afford to miss a day of work. Even if we're sick, there's people who get sick and they still take themselves to work because they have to. Not to mention that the mother of your child is a whole nother multi-millionaire. You could take the year off if you wanted. So please do not compare your situation to other people's situation. This is a single mom doing it by herself. A woman. You're a whole man. I believe he admits to killing one of them, not just shooting one of them, but to killing one of the individuals. You know, he tried to keep putting the blame on the other YN, Taj was, I believe, the YN's name, but he admits to at least executing one of the victims, unfortunately. So he cooked himself, and he was cooked to begin with. Like, you know, DDG tries to get at this mother for, you know, offering his cell phone so they can track to where he's been at. But realistically speaking, like, they don't really need her permission. Like, they're going to figure this out regardless. The mother is smart. She understands that the police probably understand more than what that they're letting them know. Like, she understands this. She understands that, you know, they can probably get a hold of this information regardless. And you can understand that she, you know, the mother kind of explains that when she's yelling at her son. So the mother's not stupid. She's just delusional. And that's just kind of how it goes. And what I really don't kind of like about DDG's opinion and his demonization of the mother is that if this was, let's say some kid, let's just, I don't know, a white kid, 16-year-old, he's walking down the street for no reason, or, you know, let's just say the reason is because, I don't know, there's another kid, he's also 16, he's black, he doesn't like the fact that he's black, he decides to execute this individual, remove him from existence just because of that. Let's say that that kid's mother decided to snitch on him. We would all say that that's a W mom. We wouldn't sit here and say, nah, you should hold it down for your piece of shit son who executed an individual for a stupid reason. Cause keep in mind, like, these three YNs killed someone. They killed 3 individuals. Why do I keep saying killed? Am I allowed to say killed on YouTube? Whatever. It's too late. I'm not re-recording this. They killed 3 individuals for weed. Because they were trying to rob them. For like a pound of weed. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not defending my son. It's not like they killed someone in self-defense. Or they popped someone because, you know, they got into a fight and it escalated to, you know, something and they didn't mean for it to go that far. No, they got rid of these individuals over weed that wasn't theirs. A pound of weed. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not. The mother is not. If she were to snitch on her son, I could care less. You are involved in something that led to the death of 3 individuals over the stupidest of reason. Like, DDG acts like that. You know, like, she got called to the principal's office and it's her son's word over another student's word. Like, no, it's not something petty. Your son's a piece of shit. And, you know, you should never defend, you know, you have to hold your kids accountable at some point. Like, if I was watching a video, it was kind of about the Elliot Rodger kid, you know, you know, he's pretty much what people think about when they talk about incels. So, you know, he's the kid who worked out for like a week and then he thought he could start getting bitches and got mad when he didn't, you know, off of that 1 week of working out. So he's, you know, he executed a bunch of innocent people just because he was holeless, you know. So, and his father, he said something to the effect of he wishes his son wasn't born because of all the pain he caused people. Like, is that father in the wrong for that? Does anyone sit there and disagree, or feel like his father is an L dad for saying that. Like your son, I don't know why I'm hesitant to say killed. I already said it like 50 different times. His son killed a bunch of people for the stupidest of reasons. Like, I could maybe understand DDG's point if, I don't know, there was something deeper behind what these YNs did. But there isn't. There isn't. It's the stupidest. Even DDG himself, and this is where I agree with DDG. Like, I feel like robbing is the lamest of it, the lamest thing you could do. Taking something that isn't yours, that you didn't work for. Like bro, nigga, get a job. Get a job. Like, robbing's the dumbest, lamest shit ever. So I agree with DDG there. So we agree that the motive here is one of the most stupidest, ridiculous motives here. So why DDG wants to sit here and empathize with this kid whining because his mother isn't on his side is baffling to me. DDG, you're a man. Like, when your son does something in the future, you can't coddle him. You had to hold him accountable. You're the person who's going to make sure, you're the reason why your son isn't going to end up in this position that these YNs are in. Because there was no dad, not one dad. There was two mothers in the station, no fathers. You think that's a coincidence? You think round up all the YNs right now. Round up all the YNs. I'll bet you they'll all have one thing in common. There's going to be a common denominator. There's no fathers. Because a father would have nipped this in the bud. You think a father is letting there's a 12-year-old involved in this case. Of all the YNs, there's 3 YNs in this situation. One of them is like 10 or 12. Do you think a father's letting his 12-year-old hang out with a bunch of older 16-year-olds? Just a bunch of 16-year-olds and a 12-year-old hanging out. You think that the mother who DDG is criticizing for all the wrong reasons, she admitted that her son just pops in at any other time violating curfew. You think that you think a father is letting his son just violate curfew? You think a 16-year-old son respects his mother? Like, I mean, I'm sure he respects his mother to, in the way that individuals respect their mother, but he doesn't respect her the same way he'd respect his dad. He probably looking at his mama like, I know at 16 I could probably be. There's no even probably about it. I know at 16 I could whoop my mom's ass at 16. This kid probably knows at 16, like, his mom, he could whoop his mom's ass. And obviously, like, he probably would never do that. But he knows there's nothing intimidating about his mom, no matter how much he screamed at him. This poor woman pouring her heart out to this kid, and it's all going out his ear, in one ear and out the other. He has no real fear of his mom, because he knows like he done messed up like 100 different times. He's probably heard his mom probably cry because she has to take off work just to deal with his dumb shit. She's sitting here about to get in trouble with the courts because she can't be there for his court hearings because she has to work. She has to pay bills. She has to be the mom and the father. And she's probably doing a great job of being a mom, but she's doing a terrible job at being a father. And that's why her kid's in the situation that she's in right now. So DDG, the answer isn't to coddle your kid more. The answer isn't to sit there and constantly take off work to be there so your kid can feel comfortable after he just did some dumbass shit. The answer isn't to sit there and hide stuff from the police so your kid doesn't get held accountable, or so your kid, doesn't get charged quicker, or they don't get more evidence on your kid. Like, that's not the answer. at some point, and you know, if she would have held her kid accountable way sooner, they wouldn't be in the police station crying about her life ruined.